A gorgeous day to play some baseball here in the First State as we get set for some cross-division contests in the Henlopen Conference. The 8-8 Milford Buccaneers host the 10-7 Lake Forest Spartans in the Battle of the Bat. Hello everyone, Corey Naito here as we begin our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling pregame show. These two teams coming in on modest winning streaks. Milford has rattled off 5 straight wins to keep their state tournament hopes alive. Meanwhile, Lake Forest has won its last 3 to get to the 10-7 mark, including a big-time win against Sussex Central their last time out. Should be a fun one here in Milford, Delaware. These two teams rivals on the diamond. And again, we mentioned the Battle of the Bat, a trophy that these two head coaches in Corey Wyatt in his 18th year at Lake and Nick Brandon in his 11th year at Milford have developed to kind of coincide with the Battle of the Bell that these two teams fight for on the gridiron in the fall. And now they carry that tradition here on the baseball diamond. See Milford getting set on the mound here for the Buccaneers will be Reed Laughlin, a late change on the probable starter for the Buccaneers. They are in the midst of a 4-game and 4-day stretch, so talking to the coaching staff prior to first pitch, and they said they've got to kind of navigate the waters here and kind of save the innings for their pitchers as they try to get through this game and their game tomorrow at Tower Hill. They're coming off a 1-0 win over Polytech yesterday as we take a look at our Chesapeake Eye look back, and of course Lake coming off that big win against Sussex Central. That was back on Tuesday. They won 7-6. So we're almost ready for baseball. Jonathan Tyndall, the center fielder, will lead things off here for Lake. Reed Laughlin is the pitcher here for the Bucks. Laughlin, only a sophomore, can throw strikes, won't overpower many hitters. And he kicks in deals, and the first pitch is popped up out of play, and we're underway at 4:16. Sunny skies here, as you can see. It is a gorgeous day for baseball on the first day as Mother Nature finally being our friend here after we had a wet and cold week last week. This pitch plunks Tyndall, so it's a leadoff base runner here for the Spartans. So Tyndall aboard. That brings up Tristan McCoy, the shortstop. Tyndall coming into that bat, hitting .340 on the year. Now it's McCray's turn. McCray hitting .269 on the year. No homers, 10 runs batted in 17 games. Both teams looking to get into the DIAA tournament. Lake is in a solid position coming in at 10-7. Meanwhile, Milford has to remain at least 500 to qualify. So a swing and a miss here from McCray. Milford having a up and down season. Before this 5-game winning streak, they were 3-8. Season looked like it may have been lost, but his Buccaneers team has certainly rallied and have rattled off 5 straight wins, outscoring opponents 49-9 in that span. Double play chance here for the Bucks. They'll get the lead runner at second. So Tyndall out for the first out here in the inning, and McCray will reach safely. Now on the fielder's choice. That brings up Adam Schiff, the catcher. With McCray off at first, Schiff, one of the hottest hitters in the Henlopen. Mentioned the temperature warming up, a comfortable 81 degrees. Schiff has been on fire at the plate this season. Was named the Henlopen South Division Player of the Year in 17 games, hitting .480 with 2 homers and 22 runs batted in. OPS of 1.325. OPS, of course, the combination of on base and slugging. On base percentage at .585, so getting on the bases nearly 60% of the time and slugging .740. Early opportunity, but behind the count, 0-2 to Reed Laughlin. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So he gets one of the best players in the entire Henlopen Conference down on strikes for out number 2, and that's his first K of the day. So that brings up first baseman Rhett Robbins, the cleanup man for Lake. This pitch is yanked foul. Long run for Ryan Mejia. He won't get to it. Laughlin looking to work a scoreless top of the first inning. Robbins at the plate. In 17 games, hitting .261 with no homers and 5 runs batted in. On base percentage at .358. Bounces this one up the middle. Off the glove of Reed Laughlin in a shallow right. Heading to third on the play, Tyndall. Excuse me, McCray. And there's runners at the corners here with 2 away. An E4 here allows Robbins to extend the inning for Leighton Webb, the designated hitter. Trent Laughlin at second. His brother Reed on the mound. Reed trying to bail out his brother now against Webb. Webb in 16 games, hitting .278 on the year. No homers, 11 runs batted in. 9 for 36 with just 1 extra base hit. Lake looking to win the battle of the bat for the first time since 2018 when they beat the Bucks 11-5. This rivalry has been a little lopsided, to say the least. Milford winning last year 12-8, and then won in 2019 10-2. Lake has only won it 3 other times since 2009. Here's the pitch. Slips out of the hand of Laughlin, out of the catcher's mitt. Morris, and Lake scores the game's first run with McCray coming home from third. So Robbins up to second as well. Lake strikes first. Leighton Webb ahead of the count here, 3 balls and a strike. Probably a wild pitch for Laughlin. I know it hit the glove of Morris, but he had to come out of his crouch. Pitch is high, and it actually hit him, said the home plate ump. Second hit batter of the inning. And we continue here with Quade Gannon, the right fielder, up to bat. There's a good look at Rhett Robbins over at first. So Milford going to have a conference on the mound, trying to calm down the young sophomore and Reed Laughlin, who isn't a stranger to pitching here for Milford. He has logged the second most innings of the staff. He has a good changeup, and coaching staff says that he throws a lot of strikes. And with the pause in the action, let's take a look at our kitchen concept starting lineup. Milford trying to get out of this inning without any more runs coming across. Defensively, behind Laughlin, left to right in the outfield, you have Hurd, Saxon, Mejia. Third to first, Santiago, Zimmerman, Laughlin, and Parsons, and Morris doing the catching. There's Quade Gannon, the right fielder. Gannon, 5th on the team in batting average, hitting .333 in 17 games. Has some pop, 2 triples and a homer with 9 runs batted in. rolls one over to first. Parsons gloves, races to the bag, and that ends the inning. But Lake strikes for the game's first run without getting a hit. We head to the bottom of the first. Spartans 1, Bucks grabbing their bats on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Brace for impact.
This is awesome.
It's Friday Night Smackdown on Fox.
Listen to this place. Crowd is witnessing history tonight.
Tap into network television's greatest spectacle.
King Woods.
As the baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time.
Right to the chin.
All new Friday Night Smackdown, live at 8 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Kevin Folk says coming to Wesley College was the biggest culture shock he'd ever experienced. For 3 years, Folks played defensive back at the University of Maryland, a major Division I school. Now he roams the secondary at Division III Wesley. He's no longer in the national spotlight, but he's found the change to his liking.
I'm happy to be here. You know, the people who have accepted me for who I am, you know, and they didn't ask a bunch of questions on why you're here, you know, and this and that. You know, it's like, yo, we're glad to have you here, and I'm glad I was able to contribute to the winning, you know, to our winning success here.
Folks was dismissed from the Maryland team after a fighting incident last season. Rather than transfer to another Division I school and sit out a year, he decided to attend a Division III school close to his home in Virginia. It came down to Ferrum and Wesley won out, much to the delight of the coaching staff.
There were some, you know, questions when he first came here. You know, here's a Division I player coming down. What kind of guy is he going to be? He's been a leader. Nothing but positive things that we got out of Kevin Folks, both on the field and off.
I mean, a kid of his ability could come into our program and get by on his ability, and he doesn't do that. He works as hard as anyone out there.
It's not Maryland, you know, Maryland was a big school and everything. There was like a lot more people here. But, you know, right now, that's what I needed. You know, I needed to be in a low atmosphere, you know, real quiet area, so I can go ahead and achieve the goals that I've set for myself.
Kevin says his main goal is graduating from college, and then he would like the opportunity to play professional ball. In the meantime, he'll keep making the big plays for Wesley. He leads the Wolverines in sacks and is second in tackles.
Wherever the ball is, Kevin gets there. It's, you know, he's one of the 11 hats, but he's like, it's like one of the top three. He's finishing in the money to the ball every time.
And Keating says he certainly wouldn't mind having a few more folks like Kevin on the team. In Dover, Bruce Vail, WBOC Sports. 8th Street in Ocean City is the place to be this week if you want to learn the fine art of bodyboarding. Ocean City's Jay Reel, currently ranked 3rd in the world in the sport, and California's Pat Caldwell, who is ranked 5th, are teaching the free camp, which is designed to help the next wave of bodyboarders get started.
It's going really well. We have 100 students this year at the Bombers bodyboard camp, and in the past we've had half that many. So it just goes to show there's a tremendous growth in the sport, and the lessons are going real well. The kids are learning a lot, and the waves have been decent.
The waves in Ocean City aren't anything like the waves on the West Coast, but they don't have to be big to be fun to ride. Reel says all a beginner needs to learn is how to lie down on the board, paddle out, and catch a wave.
And that's the beauty of bodyboarding as compared to another wave riding sport like surfing. In surfing, it takes a while to master standing up and the balance factor involved, and you have a hard board. Whereas in bodyboarding, we just lay down, and basically a person can hop on a bodyboard, and the first wave they can be riding into shore, so it's instant gratification.
28-year-old Pat Caldwell is considered to be one of the pioneers of the sport of bodyboarding, and he enjoys passing some of his knowledge along to others who may want to follow in his wake.
I'll go back to California on Sunday, and I'll sit back in my living room and I'll look back at the week gone by, and I'll remember all the kids' faces and the enjoyment they got out of pulling the maneuver for the first time, a 360 or something, and it just makes it all worthwhile.
Included in tomorrow's final day of the camp will be a mock bodyboarding heat between Jay Reel and Pat Caldwell. In Ocean City, Bruce Vail, WBOC Sports. On the field, the Y-High Indians split a pair of games last week. Monday, they beat Stephen Decatur, but the next day they were defeated by the James M. Bennett Clippers 8-4. There was a showdown on the Henlopen Conference tennis courts with unbeaten Milford taking on unbeaten Dover. Milford emerged as the top boys team in a preview of the conference championships. They were held Friday and Saturday, and Milford topped Dover again to win the boys' title. The girls' conference crown went to Cape Henlopen as the Vikings finished ahead of Seaford. There were also Bayside Conference championships last week in track and field. At Stephen Decatur High School, Y-High took top honors for the boys, and the girls' conference crown went to Mardella. And on the lacrosse field, Salisbury State began its quest for its first ever national championship with a 16-10 win over Ithaca in the Division III quarterfinals, setting up today's game with Ohio Wesleyan.
Back here in Milford, Delaware, Lake getting an early run to start this ball game. There is J.D. Moudry warming up for the Spartans. Let's take a look at the lineup that he will face against this 8-8 Milford Bucks team, as they have won 5 straight games. And he's going to have to try and deal with a pretty potent offense as of late. They're outscoring their opponents 49-9 during that 5-game win streak. Ryan Mejia, the right fielder, will lead things off. Nick Hurd bats second, plays left. Mason Morris is catching. He hits third. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, Aiden Zimmerman. Sean Saxon plays center and bats fifth. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Nick Santiago. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter is Evan Gregg. Trent Laughlin, the second baseman, bats eighth. And batting ninth, the first baseman, Matthew Parsons, against J.D. Moudry. Moudry coming in this ball game with a 4.40 ERA, making his 8th start of the season. He has a 1-3 record, 39 hits, 26 runs, 22 earned. Decent strikeout to walk ratio though, 32 strikeouts to 16 walks. And he will try and protect this early 1-0 lead given to him as Lake scored without recording a hit in the top of the inning. Mejia will lead things off here for the Milford Buccaneers. Playing in his 14th game. Hitting .318 on the season. He's the leadoff man here for the Bucks. 2 doubles, a triple, no homers, and 14 runs batted in. J.D. Moudry, a senior here for Lake. Moudry actually a 2-time all-conference catcher, but he is the ace of the staff and a bulldog according to head coach Corey Wyatt. Breaking ball, good take by Mejia. Still behind the count here, a ball and 2 strikes. Moudry tossed 4 innings against Central on Tuesday. Has a fastball, curveball, a changeup mix. More of a finesse pitcher. Comes after Mejia with the fastball. Foul territory. Robbins, the first baseman's there and can't make the catch. So Mejia with life still at the box. Milford trying to get going here offensively, make it 6 straight wins. Coming off a hard-fought 1-0 win over Polytech yesterday in the resumption of that ball game. That 1 run scored at the start of the game before Mother Nature opened up the skies, and they had to move the game to yesterday. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Ryan Mejia. Multi-sport athlete here at Milford. Also saw Mejia on the football field last fall. 1-2 is hit, but right to the third baseman, Cody Klotz. He makes the play for out number 1. So that brings up Nick Hurd, the left fielder. Hurd, a junior here for the Buccaneers. Playing in his 16th game this season for Milford. Wastes no time, lofts this one in a shallow center, and that will fall in for a hit. Long run in for Jonathan Tyndall. And McCray tried to get it as well, but could not. And the Milford left fielder picks up the first hit of the game. So here is Mason Morris, the catcher. We were expecting Morris to pitch in this one, but they're going to save him perhaps in case they need a win tomorrow against Tower Hill. Morris, a fantastic player here from Milford, pops up the first pitch he sees. A lot of foul ground here in Milford. This time, Robbins able to make the grab. 2 away for the shortstop, Aiden Zimmerman. Zimmerman, one of the top hitters as well for Milford, hitting .434 on the year. He's got 23 hits and 53 ABs, 2 homers and 15 RBIs. Moudry looking to work around the 1-out single off the bat of Hurd, who's still at first base. Keep an eye over at Hurd. Zimmerman takes the pitch. Zimmerman is the player that moves the needle for this Buccaneers team, according to head coach Nick Brannon. He threw a complete game yesterday against Polytech, gives this one a ride to center, but coming in and making the catch on the line is Tyndall. Zimmerman roped it, but nothing to show for it. And Milford can't scratch anything across in the bottom of the first. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. One complete here at Milford High. We go to the second. Spartans leading on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, our new frozen coffee, and frozen refreshers. Only at Wawa.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
On Tuesday, we told you about 2 Cambridge brothers who left the area to become professional basketball players. About 10 years later, they came back to Delmarva.
Oh, but they're not done with basketball, not by a long shot, if you'll pardon the pun. They're committed to equipping other young players to maximize their potential on and off the court. So you know what? We thought it'd be a great story and that you would want to hear more. So we invited them here to Historic Studio D. We would like to introduce you this afternoon to Tabari Perry and Preston Keene. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
There's a lot of things we want to know about you. But first off, let us get to know you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, obviously I'm from Cambridge, Maryland. Graduated from Cambridge CSD High School. I went to college at Slippery Rock in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Graduated from there with a communications degree. Then I played overseas in Germany for like 3 years, and I also played in Cyprus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my first year.
Wow. Preston?
I started playing basketball. Well, I'm from Cambridge.
Yeah.
I graduated from Cambridge South Dorchester High, and I went to Cecil Community College first, and then after that I went to Slippery Rock University and graduated with a sports management degree. And after that I got picked up by a pro street ball team called the Court Kings. So from there, I just been traveling the world playing against different type of street ball players and stuff.
Wow.
So that was.
So you're both in Cambridge now, and you're working with youth. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, actually, I'm gonna give you a story. Growing up, we never had no role models. I mean, we had role models, but we never had nobody to really show us the ropes and teach us. We had to just always do it on our own. So I always say once I had the opportunity, I was going to, share my light and my talent with the youth and, like, get them out there more, get them seen more, because we from Cambridge, not a lot, we don't get seen a lot. It's hard to get seen, so I just wanted to, give a better platform for the kids and youth.
So are you seeing a response from the kids?
Oh, yes.
Yeah? What are you seeing?
We actually started this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It hasn't been long, and we got like 14, 15 kids. In like
Yeah, we
2
started
days.
off with 4.
Yeah, we started.
Wow.
The next day, we had like 14 kids up there. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
We actually started off with our nephew. His name's Alik. We started off with him, and from there, we gained like at least 12.
It's gonna make you feel good.
Yeah.
So good.
Now, you both are college educated. Are you obviously mentoring the kids to get them to get an education?
We definitely telling them, like, you gotta have the grades first to pursue on what you want to do in life. Well, other than if you don't got the grades, obviously you can't play basketball.
Right.
And basically telling them, like, if you don't get far with basketball, you gotta have a plan B.
Plan B, yeah.
So are you like working this in during like game time and practices and such? How are you doing this?
Well, right now we just training them.
Yeah.
At a certain time of the day, like whenever they get out of school, a certain time, like 4:30, close to 5, we have them at least for like 2 hours.
So you kind of talk to them and run them through drills.
Run them through drills and just try to make them stay focused and
stay off the streets.
And
stop doing bad.
Yeah, stay off Fortnite, because a lot of kids love Fortnite. So
Yeah,
basically
the video games.
taking them away from the video games for 2 hours of their day.
Yeah, at least.
And can other kids get involved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So where do you play?
We be at San Diego. It's actually outside. We be doing it outside at San Diego Park. So.
Yeah.
How long you want to do this?
I want to do it for a long time.
For a while, huh?
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking to the kids.
Yeah.
Reaching them where they are.
Yep. Most definitely.
Well, thank you so much for what you guys do.
Appreciate
it's
you.
awesome. Tavari Perry and Preston Keene of Cambridge, thank you both very much.
Yes.
Thank
Whoa, savor the Wawa Chalupa. First, smell the smoky sweetness of fire-roasted corn. Now, a taste of pulled pork perfection. We'll try again tomorrow.
Savor 4 tempting flavors with the new Chalupas at Wawa.
We head to the top of the second. Lake leading Milford 1-0 in the Battle of the Bat. Let's take a quick look at that Lake Forest starting lineup. We saw them send 6 men to the plate. Cody Klotz will lead things off here in the second and the 7-hole hitter, but Adam Schiff, that number 3 hitter, going to keep an eye out for him. He is the South Division Henlopen Player of the Year. The catcher for Lake has been fantastic. 7, 8, 9 due up against Reed Laughlin. Got to work around some traffic, a couple of hit-by pitches, and an error. Klotz serves the first one he sees in a right. Ryan Mejia is there. 1 pitch, 1 out. So that will bring up Quentin Maris, the left fielder. Maris in the 8-hole here for the Spartans. Waits the first pitch. He hits one sharply in the hole for a hit. So the left fielder for Lake picks up the first hit of the game for the Spartans. And that brings up the number 9 hole hitter, TJ Hooks. Hooks playing in his 13th game here for the Spartans, hitting .320. Small sample size, but he has been producing 8 for 25, 6 singles, 2 doubles, and has 4 runs batted in. Hooks selected as a first-team all-conference as a DH this year. He's also been playing second base a little bit. That's where he's slotted in the lineup here for 18th-year head coach Corey Wyatt. Very aggressive at the plate. Coach Wyatt saying that he has no fear. As a runner at first, 1 out, takes a healthy swing again. Still awaiting the official release from the conference on who made first, second, third team all-conference and honorable mention. Players, though, got some word. We found out that Adam Schiff was named the Henlopen South Division Player of the Year. Pitch to Hooks. Good block by Morris. Lake Forest having a handful of players selected. We mentioned Schiff, he's also first team catcher. Hooks, the freshman at the plate, first team DH. J.D. Mudry, the pitcher, named the second team. Tristan McCray, the senior shortstop, second team as well, joining fellow teammate Quade Gannon. Pitch is rolled to short. Zimmerman takes it himself to first. Double play. Nicely turned by Aiden Zimmerman up the middle. And that is a 6-3 double play to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and because of the twin killing, no one left. Bottom of the second. Spartans 1, Buccaneers nothing on DSN.
It's another can't-miss weekend of USFL football on Fox. Saturday, QB Kyle Sloter leads the New Orleans Breakers against the New Jersey Generals. Touchdown. And Sunday, the Pittsburgh Maulers battle Clayton Thorson and the Houston Gamblers. All the way to the house. Real football for real fans. The USFL, Saturday and Sunday on Fox.
1025 WBOC.
I love it when you do like that. When you're closer, give me the shivers. Oh my God, I can't believe it. All the people, times all I think about is you. Don't go yet. I need someone who needs me. You won't stop running through my mind.
1025 WBOC.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0, Lake leading in the battle of the bat. Let's take a look at our Delmarva home team tale of the tape. And for these two teams, they're wrapping up their regular season. This is the final game for Lake. Milford will have one more game left, but both teams with their sights on the DIAA state tournament. Lake in a good position at 10-7. Milford cannot drop their final 2 games here and against Tower Hill tomorrow, or they will not qualify for the tournament. You have to be at least with a 500 record. Sean Saxon, the center fielder, leads things off for Milford. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Bucks. Saxon, a talented athlete here at Milford, pops it up, shallow center. Jonathan Tyndall ranging underneath and makes the grab for out number 1. So that will bring up Nick Santiago, the third baseman. Santiago playing in his 11th game this season. 6 for 20, that's good for a 300 batting average in his small sample size. All 6 of his hits, singles. Santiago steady performer, according to Nick Brannon, in his 11th year at the helm for Milford. Rolls one to short, off the glove of McCray. He tries to throw to first, not in time, and Santiago reaches on the E6. McCray made it close, showed off his strong arm over there at shortstop. Ball didn't kick too far away from him, so he was able to try and have a second chance, but Santiago hustling out of the box. A one-out base runner for the second straight inning for the Bucks. And here comes Evan Gregg, the designated hitter. Gregg has really come on as of late. He comes up to the plate and looks to attack the zone. Playing in his 15th game here for Milford. Hitting .213 on the year, but that average has been bumped up a bit because of his ability to get things going here down the stretch. 10 hits, 2 of them for doubles. Also has 3 runs batted in. Pitches in for a strike. Milford averaging about 6.5 runs a game, just like Lake. These two teams not in the same division, but they are certainly familiar with one another back in the day. A lot of these parents and children went to the same school. They have a lot of middle schools, so able to kind of conjoin and be one until the high school level. Now these two teams trying to carry that rivalry here on the diamond like in football. With Lake looking to win the Battle of the Bat for the first time since 2018. Battle of the Bat started back in 2014, first annual one. Swing and a miss here, and Gregg is retired for out number 2. First strikeout of the afternoon for Moudry. And that brings up second baseman Trent Laughlin. Of course, the Battle of the Bell. These two towns sharing a train track, so a bell from one of the trains used in that rivalry. And they said, hey, why don't we extend this rivalry to baseball and softball? Whoever wins it goes and keeps the bat. Two solid teams here in 2022. Pitches popped up. Playable for the third baseman Klotz, and he makes the catch. And that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 man left. 2 complete. Spartans leading by 1 as we head to the third next on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
Head of the top of the third inning, Lake scoring a run in the first. Let's take a look at our Matt Brittingham and Patterson Schwartz keys to the game. First for Lake Forest, throw strikes. They want to make sure that they pound the zone here against Milford. Also come up with some 2-strike hitting. Although down the count, they want to try and produce and be aggressive on the bases. Coach Corey Wyatt says that he really likes to push the pace and put pressure on opposing defenses. They'll pick their spots to run. Those are the keys to the game for Lake. We'll take a look at Milford's keys in just a moment. As we head to the top of the third with the leadoff man, Jonathan Tyndall, the center fielder, leading things off. He was hit by a pitch. His first at-bat, and then was out at second on the fielder's choice. Both team with just 1 hit and an error so far early on in this one. Pitch is high. Laughlin falling behind at 2-0. A run the first with McCray scoring on a wild pitch. 2-0. Low, ball 3. So Laughlin, who was praised for his ability to throw strikes, has had the strike zone dance a little bit on him early, but all things considered has limited the damage. Induced an inning-ending double play to help him face the minimum last inning. Trying to battle back here. Here's the pitch. Tapped foul, and Laughlin does a good job falling behind 3-0, gets to 3-2. Talked about Milford having a bit of an up and down year and riding a 5-game winning streak right now. Lake also has had a bit of a roller coaster year according to head coach Wyatt. This pitch is popped up. Foul territory, plenty of space. And the third baseman, Nick Santiago, is there for out number 1. Coach Wyatt saying that he thought his team should have won more games this year, kind of left a couple slip away. Nonetheless, they are 10-7 this year. Let's take a quick look at the keys to the game for the Milford Buccaneers. We saw what Lake wants to do. And for the Bucks, again, throw strikes, name of the game for both teams, but play clean defense and stay even-keeled emotionally. A rivalry game, Coach Brandon saying it's easy to get high really early. Have to make sure that they're able to stay composed. McCray taps one foul. McCray reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Moved to third on an error and then came home to score on a wild pitch. This is a lone run so far between these two rivals. Takes breaking ball off the edge. McCray, one of the leaders on this team here for the Spartans. Mentioned a second-team all-conference pitcher. He's going to play at Eastern Shore once he graduates. Might see him in relief today, depending on how this game goes for Lake. He will be staying somewhat local, heading to Princess Anne, Maryland to play for the Hawks. 2-1. Outside, and it's ball 3. So Laughlin, who fell behind to Tyndall to start this inning, 3-0, battled back, got a pop-up in foul territory. What will he do here against McCray, falling behind 3-1? Gets a foul ball. Good job by Laughlin. The sophomore making the start here, looking to make it 6 straight wins for Milford. A win here would secure a 500 record here in 2022 and allow Milford to have a chance to get in the DIAA tournament. Swing and a miss here. McCray goes down on strikes. Second K of the night here for Laughlin. 2 up and 2 down, the visiting half of the third. So here is Adam Schiff. We mentioned the accolades that he racked up. Coach Wyatt saying he's the hardest worker on this team and the leader. Says he's another coach on the field. Takes a pitch high. He went down swinging back in the first inning for Laughlin's first strikeout of the game. Asked Coach if Schiff will be playing college ball, and he said, actually, no. He chose his dream school since he was a child, Coach told me, and he is heading to Clemson to get a degree in business. So Schiff having a plan outside of baseball and will head down to Clemson upon graduation. The pitch, It's a bouncer up the middle. Does it have eyes? Gloved by Zimmerman. Throws. Not in time. Too much speed for Schiff. Infield single for the Lake backstop. So two-out base runner here for the Spartans, looking to add to their 1-0 lead. And it's the cleanup man, Rhett Robbins, who reached on an E4 back in the opening inning. Robbins, in his first year as a starter, has really grown this season. Coach Wyatt saying he's extremely impressive with the glove over at first. The pitch, and it's roped past the diving try of Parsons into right field. Rounding second, heading to third. Shift the throw late. And Lake has a little two-out rally cooking here in the top of the third. Runners at the corners. Hot shot off the bat of Robbins. That brings up Leighton Webb, the designated hitter. Letter high strike. Webb was hit by a pitch, one of two Spartans plunked in that first inning. Laughlin, though, able to limit the damage to just one run. The pitch, just below the knees. Webb has been the designated hitter for this team for the last 2 seasons. And he has come up with some clutch hits, had the walk-off hit against Indian River back on April 21st. Spartans beat the Indians 3-2 in that game. Single here would at least double up the lead. 2-1 the count here to Webb. Pitch, swing and a miss. Webb with 11 RBIs on the year. Has that runner off at third and a runner at first. Pitch is off the zone, throw down to second. The tag is dropped in and out of the glove. Coming home to score Schiff. Some aggressive base running as we expected here for Corey Wyatt and the Spartans. 2-0 Lake. A little bit of a double steal. Schiff waited for the throw to go down to second. It would have been an out most likely had the ball not pop out of the glove of the middle infielder. Instead, Lake scores another here, and they have a runner in second, with Webb battling. It's 3-2 the count. On deck, Quade Gannon. Check swing. Home plate umpire. The appeal did not go. Ball 4. Laughlin can't believe it. Palm skyward. Webb aboard for the second time today. This time it's a walk. Now there's runners at first and second for Gannon, the right fielder. Gannon bounced out to first to close out the first inning. Rips one deep right field in the corner, and that is a fair ball and trouble. Digging it out, Mejia. 1 run will score, and they're going to say it's a home run. That just cleared the wall over in right field. And that's going to be a 3-run shot for Quade Gannon. His second homer of the year. Wasn't sure from my vantage point if it had the height to clear that fence in right field. I saw the home plate umpire point fair, And they were hustling, but man, that was a shot. Gannon ripping one over the right field wall. A 3-run blast, and Lake opening the game up here in the third. First pitch swinging. It's Cody Klotz. This ball out in right center. Long run for Sean Saxon, and he makes the catch to end the inning, but not before Quade Gannon, rips a 3-run shot over the right field fence, and it's Lake right now 5-0 through 2.5 on DSN.
Here is another Delmarva Sports Network 2-minute drill.
Hey, sports fans, Corey Naito here. You know the drill. This is the 2-minute drill brought to you by Avery Hall Insurance. Thanks for joining us here on DSN. To the Diamond we go. After a rain delay yesterday, Polytech and Milford resumed play in Milford, the home of the Bucks. And they're holding a 1-0 lead. Aiden Zimmerman looking to do the same here. Gets a K to start off his day on the hill. Connor Bartlett gets the batter to ground out to his third baseman, Caden Carney, who makes the play across the diamond. Both offenses struggling to score runs in this one. Zimmerman shutting it down on the mound. He picks up another punch out for the Buccaneers. Bases loaded for Milford, but Bartlett gets Evan Gregg to pop out to keep this a 1-run game. Polytech with a runner on looking to score, but look at this defense up the middle, turning 2 to end the inning. Big time double play for the Bucks. They're feeling good with a run still holding from yesterday. Polytech with one more chance, and Zimmerman takes care of it himself, gets the ground out. Milford wins. They have now won 5 straight games. Huge win for the Bulldogs in softball as we head to some Maryland State playoffs. They walked off the Kent Island Buccaneers thanks to a walk-off homer by Taylor Dawkins, and the Bulldogs are your 2A East Region champs with a 7-5 win over Kent Island. In boys lacrosse, Easton advances to the state semifinals with a 16-4 win over Sparrows Point. Now the Warriors just 1 win away from the state title game. And that, my friends, is almost the 2-minute drill here. Of course, we have all the local sports that you need. Twitter, Facebook, our website, delmarvasports.com. We've got it. You want it. And this is the best place to get it here on the Delmarva Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in for the 2-minute drill.
Delmarva has many treasures, hidden and not so hidden. From the beautiful landscape to the little creatures here on the peninsula and everything in between. Explore life on Delmarva with Andrew Tars every weekend on WBOC and Fox 21.
Can't be close to you. I'll settle for the ghost of you.
102.5 WBOC.
We head to the bottom of the third inning. Lake jumping out to a 5-0 lead thanks to a 3-run shot off the bat of Quade Gannon. Let's take a look at our Chesapeake Eye look back. Lake coming off that big win against Sussex Central on Tuesday. Coach Wyatt saying that was a program win. We know how good the Golden Knights are in the North Division. Meanwhile, Milford holding on to that 1-0 victory over Polytech yesterday in the resumption of the contest that was rained out on Tuesday. So right now, Milford at home has a bit of a hole to dig out of. 5-0 the score. Quade Gannon ripping a shot over the right field fence. And the 9-1-2 hitters due up here for the Bucks: Parsons, Mejia, and Hurd. Against J.D. Moudry, there was only allowed a hit through 2 innings. Parsons playing in just his 9th game with Milford. Pops this one up in a shallow right field. Coming in and making the grab is Cannon. And Gannon able to squeeze it for out number 1. We go back to the top of the order with Ryan Mejia, the right fielder. He grounded out to third his first time up. Milford trying to get some base runners, only 2 against Moudry. A one-out single by Nick Hurd, and then Nick Santiago reached on an E6 in the second. Moudry comes home. In for a strike. Parsons has been solid this year for Milford. He has stepped up at first base for the Buccaneers due to an injury. And he started hitting a bit, and Coach Brandon said he doesn't want to mess with it. 7 for 22 to start his season, and then he flew out, and now Mejia is the batter with one away. Mejia has been on fire as of late. Had a 3-for-4 day against Newark Charter and had 2 RBIs in the 4th inning on a triple to tie that game at 3 for Milford. Here, though, goes down looking. Second strikeout of the night for Moudry. 2 up and 2 down. Base is empty for the left fielder, Nick Hurd. Hurd has done a little bit of everything for this Bucs team, has played left field, right field, and has even played catcher. Coach Brandon was trying to find a fit in the outfield earlier in the year, and he has been able to stabilize left field for the team. It's a soft chopper to third, gets past Klotz. McCray, though, there. Throw scooped out by Robbins at first. And that's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd inning for J.D. Moudry. We head to the top of the 4th. Spartans off to a good start here in the Battle of the Bat. We'll be back with more Henlopen baseball on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The $50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
Top of the 4th inning here on a beautiful Thursday in Milford, Delaware. Lake with a 4-spot last inning, highlighted by a 3-run shot off the bat of Quade Gannon, the right fielder for the Spartans. 8-9-1 due up here for Lake, starting with Quentin Maris, the left fielder. Maris singled back in the 2nd inning. It was cut down at second on the inning-ending double play turned by Zimmerman. Asked if Quentin had any relation to, of course, Roger Maris, the Yankee great. And Coach chuckled, said, not to my knowledge, but don't come across that last name too often. And in the sport of baseball, you just have to ask. Maris swings through a pitch, and he goes down on strikes. 3rd strikeout of the night here for Reed Laughlin. Good start here in the 4th after he tries to bounce back after allowing those 4 runs in the 3rd. All coming with 2 outs. He got a pop out in foul territory and a strikeout to the top 2 hitters in the lineup. Back-to-back 2-out singles from Schiff and Robbins, a walk to Webb. Able to extend the inning to Gannon. He clocked that 3-run home run. Swing and a miss here from TJ Hooks, who bounced into that inning-ending double play back in the 2nd. 1-1 the count. Blake looking to retake that bat in this battle of the bat. Hooks looking for extra bases here, ripping it. He'll put the brakes on at first, though. Hurd able to quickly get it back on the infield and left. But second baseman with a 1-out knock, and we go back to the top of the order with Tyndall, the center fielder. Tyndall has filled in nicely here for Lake, especially playing center field. They have been without Chase Killen, an All-State center fielder last year. He has been out with injury for the last month, and Coach Wyatt saying he is a big part of the program, a 4-year starter. And the biggest thing that they're missing is Killen's speed. One of the fastest players Coach has had a privilege of coaching, he told me. His pitch is rolled to second, could be two. Laughlin flips for one, over to first, not in time. Hustling it out was Tyndall, so it's a fielder's choice. Hooks is out at second. Tyndall reaches over at first. Not a bad turn, though, up the middle with Laughlin and Zimmerman. Laughlin had to go a long way with the backhand, but inning still continues here for Lake. And it will be Tristan McCray, the shortstop, 0 for 2 officially. Scored the game's first run back in the first, struck out swinging in the third. But Lake trying to fill the void of Killen, one of their best players, as they try to make a run here in the state tournament coming up. His replacement, Tyndall, off at first. McCray at the plate. Coach Wyatt saying Lake each year has 3 goals: to win the South Division, make the tournament, and win the bat. Right now they are in position to do just that for the first time since 2018. The senior class for Milford has not lost this rivalry game. But head coach Nick Brandon of the Buccaneers said he is certain that Lake will give them their best to try and reclaim that bat. This pitch gets past Morris. Up to second goes Tyndall on the wild pitch. Second one that got away from Laughlin. One in the first allowed Lake to score with McCray at third. 3-1 the count here to the number 2 hitter. Popped up, first base. Parsons gives way. Second baseman Laughlin couldn't make it in foul territory, so McCray lives to see another. Tough play for both infielders on the right side. In theory, an easier angle for the second baseman Laughlin coming over, but sun is shining here. See some players sporting sunglasses. And it's also a little breezy. Full count, swing and a miss, held on by Morris, and that is the final out of the inning. So Laughlin bounces back here in the fourth, picks up 2 strikeouts, and we head to the bottom half of the inning. Lake leads it by 5 on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, our new frozen coffee, and frozen refreshers. Only at Wawa.
Dear America, what will my story be when what I've seen has forever changed me?
Will you let me down and just sit quietly? Or have my back and stand up next to me?
Tell me, America, what our story will be.
Honoring Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage
means turning the page on hate.
Everyone's been talking about the new Wawa burgers, but since you showed up with the smoky barbecue bacon cheeseburger, the Chipotle charged Southwest burger, and the incredibly delicious nacho cheeseburger, no one said a word. Tonight, we discover the next burger sensation. Tonight, we Wawa.
Headed to the bottom of the 4th inning in this battle of the bat between Lake Forest and Milford. A 3-run homer off the bat of Quade Gannon, highlighting the offense for the Spartans. That was back in the 3rd inning. Milford trying to figure out the riddle that is J.D. Moudry. Pitcher for the Spartans has allowed just 1 hit thus far through 3 innings. And he has faced 2 over the minimum right now. He'll deal with Mason Morris, the catcher, and number 3 hitter. So the heart of the order due up here for the Bucks. Pitches in for a strike, a little off speed from Moudry. Morris, popped up in foul territory to the first baseman Robbins, his first at bat. Moudry has been strong on the hill. Recently committed to play at Penn State Berks. He will continue his athletic and academic career post-graduation from Lake Forest. He threw 4 innings against Central on Tuesday. It's a foul tip here by Morris, and ahead of the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Looking for his 3rd strikeout of the night. Breaking ball instead is hit up the middle, and it has eyes. Morris trying to get the offense going here for the Bucks. Just the 2nd hit of the night for Milford. So that will bring up Aiden Zimmerman, the shortstop. He hit an absolute laser to center field, but Tyndall was able to grab it. Aside from the home run from Gannon, that was by far the hardest hit ball we've seen here in this game. Zimmerman, like his teammate Morris, also going to play in college. He's going to Davison Elkins to play ball. Leads the team in hits. Might have another one here. This one is slicing down the right field line and in fair territory. Gannon digs it out of the corner, stopping at 3rd. Morris, a stand-up double for Zimmerman. And just like that, Milford with runners in scoring position with nobody out. Good piece of hitting by Zimmerman. He picks up his 9th double of the season. Went with the pitch the other way. And here's the center fielder, Sean Saxon, who flew out to center his first time up. First jam for Moudry. See if Saxon can come up with a big hit. 4-year starter here for Milford. Also a 4-year starter at the quarterback position in football. Coach Brandon saying he is the glue guy here for this Bucks team. Keeps the team together. Trying to keep his team in this ball game here, down by 5, but a prime opportunity here with runners in scoring position. Moudry, though, attacking and quickly gets ahead. Saxon has enjoyed a lot of success here as a baseball player with Milford. Brannon and the Bucks have been very successful, making deep runs in the tournament, being one of the top teams in the South. This year has been a little bit different for Saxon and the seniors. Coach Brandon said, hey, we dug ourselves in this hole. The only way we can climb out of it is taking it one game at a time, and they have certainly done that. They were 3-8. Now they've won 5 in a row. They should get a run home. Hooks gloves, throws over to first. Morris scores from 3rd, so an RBI ground out for Sean Saxon. And Milford on the board, it's 5-1. So there's one away, runner at 3rd and Zimmerman for Nick Santiago, the 3rd baseman. Saxon picks up his 14th RBI on the year with that ground out. Santiago reached on a fielding error by McCray at short in the 2nd, but was left stranded at first base. Moudry allowed a pair of one-out base runners in the 1st and 2nd inning, toss a 1-2-3 3rd, and now Milford has something set up here in the 4th. Leadoff single from Morris, who just came in to score. Now Zimmerman, who followed with a double off at 3rd. Santiago trying to come up with an RBI hit here. Thought about it, held off. It's a strike anyway. Count levels. Lake will give up another run. Infield playing back. This pitch is laced in a shallow right field. Coming in, making the catch is Gannon. The throw caught off at first and goes home, but not in time. A sacrifice RBI fly for Nick Santiago, and Milford cuts the deficit to 3. So Milford cashing in with runners in scoring position and delivering some productive outs. Saxon with the RBI ground out, and now Santiago with the RBI sac fly. Just his 3rd ribby of the season. Pulls Milford within 3 runs, and here is Evan Gregg. Gregg struck out back in the 2nd, one of 2 strikeouts for Mudry. Righty attacking the zone here. Cruz through 3, trying to limit the damage here in the 4th. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Up the ladder, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Gregg goes down on strike for the 2nd time here in this one, but Milford tacks on 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. We've played 4 here at Milford. Spartans leading by 3 on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
The regular speed limit.
Coverage on the road.
Face increased fines.
In your community.
And the heat.
And along the coast. The WRDE IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town.
We are now just north of Dublin Hill, and as you can see, if you take a look here outside, the rain is starting.
The WRDE IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
We get started here on top of the 5th inning. There's a good look at Adam Schiff, the catcher here for Lake Forest, and he is our Beach Mobile and RV Supply player to watch. We mentioned his accolades, Henlopen South Conference Player of the Year. He has been fantastic for the Spartans. 1 for 2 in this game with a single and a run scored, also stole a base. Hardly order due up here, and Schiff gets plunked. 3rd hit batter of the game for Reed Laughlin. Not ideal for Schiff. But he's on board for the 2nd time and seems to be all right, stretching his neck out. So a leadoff runner here for Lake as they try to get those 2 runs back that Milford scored in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And here is Robbins, the first baseman. Robbins also on base twice here today. Reached on an E4 in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd on the 3-run homer by Gannon. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Two balls and a strike. Laced in a left center field, and that will fall in for a hit. Rounding 2nd, heading to 3rd, Shift. The throw not made. Good hustle by the catcher of Lake, going 1st to 3rd on the single. And just like that, the Spartans in business here on the top of the 5th. 2nd hit of the ball game for Robbins, the first baseman. And that brings up Leighton Webb, the DH. We'll have a mound visit here with Laughlin. And it looks like we may have a pitching change here for the Buccaneers, and we do. So we'll have some defensive substitutions as well. Looks like a new right fielder also came in for the Bucs. So we'll get you the name and number of the new right fielder and, of course, the new pitcher on the mound here for Milford as they try to keep this a 3-run deficit. Milford trailing here at home, trying to avoid losing here today and having to make it basically be a win or go home tomorrow against Tower Hill. And it looks like it's Sean Saxon coming in, the shortstop. So he will come in relief of Reed Laughlin, who you can't close the book on just yet. He is responsible for the runners at first and third. We'll get you the new shortstop and right fielder when we can, but Saxon is warming up. Going to put his arm on display. We mentioned he is the quarterback, or was the quarterback for 4 years here at Milford. And Saxon, the glue player, as we talked about, will try and keep this a 3-run deficit, but in a tough spot here. Runners at first and third with nobody out. And the batter will be Leighton Webb, the DH. Glad that you can make us a part of your evening, wherever you might be tuning in to DSN. Lake Forest jumped out to an early 1-0 lead in the first inning, with Tristan McCray scoring on a wild pitch from third. And then both pitchers tossed scoreless second innings, and then in the third inning with 2 outs, Lake formulated a bit of a rally. 2-out single from Schiff, Robbins, and a walk to Webb. Schiff ended up coming home to score on a double steal, made it 2-0, and then a 3-run home run by Quade Gannon made it 5-0. Milford, though, striking for 2 last half inning on a Saxon RBI groundout and a Santiago sac fly. So Saxon's ready. Spikes the first pitch in the dirt. Good block by Mason Morris. Webb is the batter. He's been on base twice today without putting the ball in play. Hit by a pitch in the first and walked last plate appearance in the third. A check over on the runner at first. Misspoke. Saxon actually came in from center field. Zimmerman still at shortstop. We were expecting Saxon to play short, but again, with this Milford team dealing with some pitching injuries or issues to try and get through 4 games in a row, doing some juggling. Lake, though, not easing up at all. An RBI single for Leighton Webb. He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. Lake back up by 4. Robbins goes station to station. He's up to second. Webb delivers with an RBI. Twelfth run batted in for Webb, and here is Gannon, who drove in 3 with 1 swing back in the 3rd. Still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Pitch is popped up. Down the right field line. Long run from the new right fielder. Mejia was out and right. Looks like that might be Matthew Parsons, number 23 on the roster for Milford. It is not Parsons. Parsons still over at first. So we'll get you the new right fielder eventually. He is a far away from the Pohanka Automotive Group booth. 1-1 on the count. This one is popped up third base side. And it lands. Nobody able to grab it. They'll throw to third. They've got the runner tagged out. They could have just stepped on the bag. Robbins had a hold up. No infield fly rule was called that I saw. So 1 out here in the inning. And that brings up Cody Klotz. First pitch swinging. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to center. So Milford trying to get out of this inning with just the 1 run across. This pitch is laced into right center field, and coming in and making the catch is Schofield, and that ends the inning. So Lake gets a run here in the 5th, and they take a 4-run lead as we have the home half of the inning next on DSN.
What I like best about working at Avery Hall is getting out into the community, volunteering, and giving our time, because I think it helps Avery Hall build a really good reputation. I feel like we are reliable, and I feel like we go out and meet people. We aren't just a person on the other side of the phone. When I'm able to help my clients, it feels like I've built a relationship. Now they know they have somebody who they can call when they're in need. I'm Marissa Clark, account executive at Avery Hall Insurance.
For many, big dreams seem impossible to achieve, but some work hard to make their dreams into reality. Fueled by passion to make the impossible possible.
To still be seen in Delaware.
Using motivation to turn losses into lessons, to believe in themselves, never stopping until they reach the top. Delmarva Sports Network, where local teams make big dreams happen.
We at the bottom of the 5th inning. Lake only getting 1 across in the top half of the inning. We did get word from the umpires. It was, in fact, an infield fly rule. And then the runner advancing on his own, so he's not protected after the infield fly rule on the advancement, so it was a double play. And then Klotz lined out sharply to right to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 5th with Trent Laughlin, the second baseman, due up 8-9-1 here for the Bucks. Laughlin popped up in foul territory his first time up. Quickly behind the count, 0-2 to J.D. Moudry, looking to bounce back after allowing 2 runs last inning. The pitch is a soft tapper, hit to third. Klotz was in on the grass, throw scooped out at first. So 1 away here for Matthew Parsons, the first baseman. So do apologize. Following the ball last half inning to see it fall. I did not see the umpire signal infield fly. I was shocked originally and wanted to confirm. And that indeed was the call. Typically you'll see that to avoid easy double plays made where an infielder will pretend he's going to catch it and then let it drop, and forcing the runner to stay put at his respective base. So Milford catches a break, and only 1 run scored for Lake in an inning that started pretty promising with a leadoff hit by pitch and a single. Parsons trying to get something going here in the bottom of the order. Instead, he goes down looking for the 4th strikeout of the game for Moudry. 2 up, 2 down. We go back to the top of the order. Mejia, who started the game in right field, over to center with Sean Saxon coming in relief. Mejia hitless in 2 trips, a ground out to third in the first, and struck out looking in the third. Letter high strike. Moudry, aside from that 2-run 4th inning, has been solid. A single allowed in the first, a runner reached in the second on an error. Mejia gonna reach on a hit here as he goes into the gap. Tyndall quickly throws it back in, but it's a 2-out single for Mejia as he tries to ignite a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 5th for the hometown Bucks. So here is Hurd, left fielder, 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Check on Mejia over there at first. Mejia has some speed. Mentioned he's a multi-sport athlete here at Milford. Also was wide receiver and defensive back on the gridiron, so definitely has the capability of swiping a bag. Heard the batter, golfs at one. Hurd has lived on the bases this season. Has been on base once so far in 2 at-bats. Trying to keep this inning alive. Gets ahead of the count, 2-1. A run in the first, 4 in the third, 1 in the 5th for Lake. Milford with 2 in their home half of the 4th inning. Hurd laces this one into left field. Mejia stops at second. Back-to-back 2-out singles here for the Bucks. Second hit of the night for the Milford left fielder. And here is Mason Morris coming to the plate. Morris 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Morris heading to Coastal Carolina to be a catcher. He committed after his freshman season. Coach Brandon calling him an absolute stud on the field. Takes a pitch high, snap throw down to first. In and out of the glove of Robbins. Not a bad throw from Schiff. If Robbins held onto it, Hurd may have been called out running into the glove. 1-0 the count here to Morris. Morris saying that the College World Series run that the Chanticleers had a handful of years ago really attracted him to the program down in South Carolina. Committed while playing for his summer ball team, so going to head down to the Palmetto State after graduation. Pitch is high. On deck, the cleanup man, Aiden Zimmerman. 3-0 here to Morris. Does he get the green light? Fastball count. He takes low, ball 4. So the Bucks load him up here with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning for their cleanup man, Aiden Zimmerman. Now we're going to have a mound visit here for Lake Forest. Moudry, who again cruised through the first 3 innings, faced just 2 over the minimum. Toss a 1-2-3 third, gave up 2 runs in the 4th, and now trying to escape a bases-loaded jam here with 2 outs. Inning started with a ground out to third and a strikeout. The top of the order able to manufacture a couple of hits. And Moudry wasn't really close to Morris, but now you have to deal with Zimmerman, who is arguably the team's best hitter right now. And all season. He has only struck out 3 times this year. Tonight, 1 for 2. Lined out sharply to center in the first to end the inning, and then ripped a double down the right field line in the fourth. So he has seen Mudry well. Extra base hit here could potentially clear the bases, at least pull Milford within a couple. Pivotal point in this battle of the bat. Starts him off with a breaking pitch. Milford trying to make it 3 straight victories over Lake Forest in this rival game. They beat Lake 12-8 last year, but that game was earlier in the season, the 4th game of the campaign. Another breaking pitch. This one catches the zone. Wonder if we see Mudry going with his curveball more here in this at-bat. Try to fool Zimmerman. Another curveball in for a strike. So 3 straight breaking pitches here to the cleanup man, who Coach Nick Brannon told me brings the lunch pail every day. Whether it's to the field, to the weight room, practice, game, he is a worker. Curveball, he waits on it, bounces it to third. Klotz will step on the bag, and that ends the threat and inning. And the Spartans pumped up on the third base side. Milford loads them up. Can't score any on 2 hits, no errors, and we head to the top of the 6th. Spartans holding on to a 4-run lead here on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
We move to the top of the 6th inning. Spartans leading the Bucks 6-2 in this cross-division contest in the Henlopen. Corey Nida with you. Glad that you can make us a part of your evening. Well, Milford had a prime opportunity, although with 2 outs, bases loaded, and their best hitter at the plate, Zimmerman, but Mudry able to get him a chop one to third to end the inning. And Lake will try to add to its lead with Quentin Maris leading things off, the number 8 hitter. 1 for 2 with a single. 8-9-1 due up against Sean Saxon, who came in relief of Reed Laughlin. That one almost got Maris. Maris has been a utility player here for Coach Wyatt. Swings through that one. Can play all over the field. He has played shortstop, third base. He can pitch, he can catch. A jack of all trades. And Coach says that he can trust him anywhere on the field. Check swing, foul. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maris. Maris was put into the game on Tuesday to beat Sussex Central. He ended up picking up the win in relief. He's going to St. Mary's to play college ball. He'll be a pitcher. Works the count full. He also drew the walk-off walk to beat the Golden Knights in that game that Coach Wyatt called a program victory. A big-time win for the Spartans. That pitch called strike 3 at the letters. Maris thought it was a little high. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd time. And there's 1 away here in the 6th. First strikeout for Saxon. And here is the 2nd baseman, TJ Hooks, 1 for 2 with a single. Looking at this Lake Forest squad, coming in at 10-7, winners of 3 straight. Hooks gives this one a ride into left field, and that's going to roll all the way to the fence. Hooks hustling to second. He will be aboard with a stand-up double. Showing why he was named to the all-conference team as a designated hitter. But Lake rattling off those 3 straight wins. We mentioned the victory over Sussex Central. They beat Delmarva Christian last Tuesday 8-1 and blanked Redline 11-0. Their second time they've won 3 in a row. They also strung together 3 straight wins in late April. From the 20th to the 26th, they shut out Brandywine up north, walked off Indian River, and held on to a 2-1 win over Woodbridge. Tyndall, the center fielder at the plate, on base once today, was hit by a pitch to begin this game. Popped up in the third. He's ahead in the count here 2-0, and he also reached in the fourth on a fielder's choice, so on base twice. As the runner off at second in Hooks, trying to pad this lead. Lake led 5-0 after 3. Milford tacked on 2 in the fourth, and Spartans scoring 1 in the fifth. Meanwhile, for Milford, we mentioned the 5-game winning streak that has really turned its season around. Have outscored opponents by 40 runs during those 5 straight wins. Tyndall takes a walk. So 2 on and 1 out for McCrae, the shortstop. Milford beating St. Andrews back on May the 5th to start this 5-game winning streak, 13-0. Then took care of Seaford, 13-3, and Delmarva Christian, 16-3, for holding on to wins against Newark Charter and Polytech, 4-3 and 1-0 respectively. So a couple of lopsided wins and a couple of close ones. This pitch hit to short. Zimmerman goes the lead way, and they will get the runner Hooks. So a heads-up play by Zimmerman. There's 2 away, and Tyndall moves up to second. That's a fielder's choice for McCrae, so no hit for the shortstop. He's off at first base. So that brings up the catcher, Adam Schiff. On base twice tonight. Struck out in the first, singled, scored in the third. Hit by a pitch in the fifth and scored. This pitch has popped up foul, just out of play. Oh, it stayed in. Morris looked like he gloved it for a second, and then it disappeared in front of his body. He was trying to toe the line between the backstop and the field of play. Oh, 0-1 to Schiff. First team all-conference selection. Pitch is hit to third off the glove of Santiago. Everybody's safe. So that should go down as an error. Tyndall over to third, McCrae up to second. And like Milford last half inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Lake has the bases loaded with 2 away for Rhett Robbins, the first baseman. Milford unable to capitalize. Can Lake perhaps come up with a dagger? Robbins on base 3 times tonight, reached on an E4 in the first and has back-to-back singles in his last 2 plate appearances. Also scored in that 4-run third inning for the Spartans. The pitch. Milford trying to perhaps go with Saxon though here on out and save the pitchers. This one is on the ground to short. Zimmerman gloves, throws the first, not in time. Tyndall comes in to score, a run on the board for Lake. And they now lead it 7-2. Can't tell if Zimmerman bobbled it. He seemed a little slow getting it out of his glove. And Schiff, though, with some sneaky speed as a catcher, hustling all the way down. And the bases remain loaded for Webb. Webb on base 3 times tonight. Hit by a pitch in the first, walked and scored in the third, and roped an RBI single in the 5th. Oh, 1 is a grounder to the third through the legs of Santiago. 1 run will score. Schiff heading home as well. 2 runs come across, sliding in safely at second. Webb. And Milford's defense not doing itself any favors, and Lake breaking this game open. (9-2) Lake here in the top of the 6th, and it's the right fielder Gannon who had that 3-run homer back in the 3rd, rips one up the middle. And this will also drive in at least 1 run. The throw goes to third. Tag not in time. And Lake has 10 up here on the board in Milford. RBI single for Gannon. He goes to second on the throw to third. And now Lake starting to feel it here in the battle of the bat. And that may do it for Saxon. We'll see. Again, Milford having to try and navigate this 4-day and 4-game stretch. Not many teams in this particular situation, and the Buccaneers have been doing the best they can in terms of figuring out the pitching rotation and the staff, and it looks like Saxon will in fact stay in. You of course have to deal with pitch counts here at the high school level. Can only throw so many pitches before you have to take so many days. You can throw about 40 pitches and only need 1 day off. Once you get past 40, you're looking at multiple days. So this is the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 6th. Cody Klotz, third baseman, 0 for 3 with a trio of air outs. Flew out to right in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 3rd, and lined out sharply to right in the 5th. Four runs across here for Lake, aided by a couple of Milford errors. The old adage, you can't give a team extra outs. That is certainly what the Bucks have done here in the top of the inning. Saxon trying to battle his way through it. Klotz ahead in the count here, 3-1. Quentin Maris, the left fielder, is on deck. He started this inning off. Pitches in for a strike. It's 3-2. Webb off at third, Gannon at second. Klotz battling here with Saxon. Payoff. And it's lifted into right center field. Tracking it, Mejia. And he makes the grab to end the inning. But Lake sends 9 men to the plate. Scores 4 runs on 2 hits and a couple of errors. And the Milford Buccaneers have some catching up to do here at home. They trail by 8 as they grab their bats next on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Delmarva Sports Network, remembering Scorchy Taws.
This is the story of Heidi, Miss Frances, Kiki, and the kitties. Oh yes, the kitties have names too.
Barbara and Sammy and Sam Sam and Tiger and Mikey and Carol Ann.
That was Kiki. She's 7 years old, an animal lover, and sort of an overseer of this mini menagerie that resides in her backyard. You might even call her a peacekeeper, because among those lovable furry creatures, there is a slight problem, and it's like this. Miss Frances is the mother of the sextuplets, and a good one at that. But Heidi thinks she would be a better mother. Oh yes, almost forgot. Heidi is a gentle, loving, aging German Shepherd who has never had any children of her own. In fact, Heidi had never seen a four-legged baby of any kind until some hard-hearted Hannah dropped Miss Frances off near Heidi's domain only a few days before she gave birth. Miss Frances and the Swadlins took up residence in Heidi's doghouse, and Heidi's maternal instincts came to the forefront.
When I take him out, roll in the carriage, Heidi follows me. When I take him a walk, she follows me. Everywhere I go with the kitten, she follows me.
But time has flown by. The babies are now 6 weeks old and ready for adoption. It's a sad time for Kiki, Miss Frances, and Heidi. How sad are they?
A whole lot.
Sounds like the sadness is unanimous. Scorchy Toes, wandering our Del Marvelous land for WBOC News.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lake Forest adding 4 more runs. The second time they've put up 4 runs in an inning this game. However, a couple of Milford errors aided those 4 runs, and Milford has 6 offensive outs to work with to try and chip away at this deficit. There is J.D. Moudry looking to go 6 strong. His only blemish coming back in the 4th inning. He allowed 2 runs after Morris and Zimmerman reached to lead off the inning. Saxon and Santiago drove him in on productive outs. And Saxon looks to start this inning off. He rips one into left field, past the diving try of Maris, and Saxon hustling into second, and it's a leadoff double for the Milford Buck. So Saxon picks up his first hit of the ball game. And Nick Santiago, the third baseman, will be at the plate. 0 for 1 officially. He reached on an E6 back in the second and then flew out to right but drove in a run in the 4th for a sac fly. Did have an error, though, last half inning. See if he can make up for it here. All that took a hop in between the legs, allowed 2 runs to score. Milford watching Lake send 9 men to the plate at the top of this inning and really breaking this rivalry game open. Swing and a miss. Santiago chases. Moudry has looked solid. ERA a little over 4 coming in, but he has held this Milford offense in check. Hasn't racked up a whole lot of strikeouts, has 4 on the evening. Has relied on his defense and really limited damage nicely in that 4th inning. Morris and Zimmerman singled and doubled to put runners at second and third with nobody out. Milford did capitalize, but had to drive those runners in by getting out. So Moudry certainly will take that, and the offense has certainly given him plenty of run support here. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Inside corner, Santiago down looking. 5th strikeout of the night for the Lake Hurler, and there's 1 away. Here is Evan Gregg, the DH. Gregg 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Saxon off at second. He led the inning off with a double. Lake trying to snap their rivals' 5-game winning streak and force them to win their final game of the season tomorrow. This pitch is popped up in a shallow left. Maris comes in and makes the catch. This is the last regular season game of 2022 for Lake, and they are 4 outs away from improving to 11-7 on the year. Milford again will finish that 4-game stretch in as many days tomorrow as they travel up north a little bit to take on Tower Hill. Again, you cannot qualify for the DIAA tournament if you're below 500. And this Milford team under head coach Nick Brandon has had success. So it would certainly be interesting to see if Milford can make it or not. This one in on the hands, a blooper in a shallow left. That will fall in for a hit. Saxon running on the crack of the bat, slides home safely. An RBI single for Trent Laughlin. He goes up to second on the throw. And Milford trying to hang in this one. It's now 10-3. So here's Matthew Parsons, the first baseman. Parsons 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Cut on and missed. Looking ahead for Lake, it will be 8-9-1 due up. Maris, Hooks, and Tyndall. This pitch is roped into left field for a hit. Stopping at third is Laughlin. Parsons picks up his first hit of the game, and Milford not going down without a fight. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and we go back to the top of the order. It will be Ryan Mejia, the center fielder. He picked up a hit his last time up in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 overall. Laughlin at third, Parsons at first. Mejia pops it up. Behind home, Schiff backpedaling. And it lands in foul territory. Schiff not happy, saying, "My bad," tapping his chest. I worry about his helmet for a moment. Wonder if that may have played some games with him. It's not an easy play for a catcher, though, whipping off your mask and trying to locate the ball. You're taught to turn your back towards the infield. That's what he did. This is a high sky today, not a cloud in the sky. Mejia and the Buccaneers, though, catch a break. Can they capitalize? They need a chip away here. The pitch. Up and away. Pitch is on the corner for a strike, and he's behind the count now, 1-2. Mejia has 14 runs batted in on the year. Would love to get number 15 and pass the baton to Mason Morris Nick Hurd, on deck. Lines one into right center field over the leaping try of Hooks. That's in for a hit. Scoring from third, Laughlin, up to second, Parsons. Third consecutive hit with 2 outs for the Bucks, and it's 10-4. So on cue, Mejia picks up that 15th ribby. His second hit of the night. He's now 2 for 4 off at first. And here comes Hurd. On base twice here in this one. A single in the first, ground out in the third, and another single in the 5th. Milford trying to claw its way back. Swing and a miss on the high heat. And Mudry a strike away from limiting the damage to the 2 runs. 5 strikeouts on the night. He picked up 1 here in the first out in the 6th. Comes home. Trying to get her to chase again. Here's the pitch. Tapper, 3rd foul. Wonder if this would be Mudry's last inning. Go 6 strong here and hand it over to the bullpen. Nearing the 90 pitch mark. Offering. Home plate umpire said Hurd went too far on the breaking ball in the dirt. Tag applied, and there is the 6th punch out for Mudry. Buccaneers, though, strike for 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We head to the final inning here at Milford High. Lake Forest 10, Milford 4 on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
Final inning here at the home of the Milford Buccaneers. Milford trying to rally, but right now they're down by 6. Back on the field with Sean Saxon back on the hill. He came in relief of sophomore Reed Laughlin with nobody out in the 5th inning. Milford's defense kicked the ball around a couple of times and helped Lake score 4 runs that really broke this game open. To start that inning, it was a 6-2 ball game. Lake capitalizing and breaking the game open. Milford tacking on 2 more in the bottom half of the inning. This pitch is laced. A 1-hopper hit to Zimmerman. He throws over to first, and that retires the batter for Lake Forest. That was William Noel getting a pinch hit opportunity. He hit for Maris. And here comes TJ Hooks, the second baseman. Number 9 hitter 2 for 3 after bouncing into an inning-ending double play in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th and ripped a double in the 6th. He has some pop in that bat, although not the tallest in stature. And Hooks, the freshman, first team all-conference at the DH spot, so well-deserved. And not often do you see a number 9 hitter slug his way to a all-conference selection, but you see that swing, it's pure. Behind the count, though, here, a ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, nasty pitch, in for a strike 3. Second punch out for Saxon in relief. Both Ks coming by the backwards variety. He got Maris to go down. And there's 2 away here. Here is Jonathan Tyndall, the center fielder. On base 3 times tonight. Hit by a pitch in the 1st. Popped out in foul territory in the 3rd. Fielder's choice in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 6th. Saxon pummeling the zone here, and it's 0-2. Looking ahead for Milford, the heart of the order due up to try and rally. Morris, Zimmerman, and Saxon. Oh-2. In the dirt. Saxon tried to get the Lake center fielder to chase. He did not. Lake looking to hold on and beat Milford for the first time since 2018. It would be the first time Saxon and the seniors here at Milford lost to their rivals, but Saxon trying to do everything he can to keep that from happening. He picks up a second strikeout of the inning, and that closes out the top of the seventh. Milford down to its final 3 outs with the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up. Do they have a rally in their bones? We'll find out when we come back on the Delmarva Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wawa Siptopia, your handcrafted beverage happy place. Enjoy smoothies, refreshers, hot and iced lattes, our new frozen coffee, and frozen refreshers. Only at Wawa.
Train like the pros. Gain the edge on the competition. With science-based training, competitive sports performance is molding the next generation of athletes, applying over 20 years of training experience. Train like the pros in their state-of-the-art 12,000 square foot facility. Competitive sports performance, science-based training, guaranteed results. Call to sign up for a free training session today. CSP, often imitated, but never duplicated.
Whoa, savor the Wawa Chalupa. First, smell the smoky sweetness of fire-roasted corn. Now, a taste of pulled pork perfection.
We'll try again tomorrow. Savor 4 tempting flavors with the new Chalupas at Wawa.
Bottom of the 7th inning, last chance for Milford, down by 6 to their rival Spartans. It will be Morris, Zimmerman, Saxon, 3, 4, 5 due up. Definitely the hitters you want up at the plate. J.D. Moudry looking to go the distance for Lake Forest. He pumps in a strike to the catcher Morris, who is 1 for 2 officially on the night. A single and a run scored in the 4th and walked in the 5th. Moudry nearing 90 pitches. He has been pretty economical. Obviously more than 10 an inning, but he has not really had to deal with a lot of high-stress pitches. Only allowed 2 base runners through his first 3 innings, really 1. Nick Santiago reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. In the 4th, limited the damage after a single and double put runners at 2nd and 3rd for Milford. And then 2 runs in the 6th, but that has been it against Moudry. This pitch is driven deep right field off the bat of Morris. And it can't be caught by Gannon out and right. Up to second, Morris, and the Bucks start the bottom of the 7th with the double. Morris gave it a ride. Gannon trying to track it down. Zimmerman now at the dish. He is 1 for 3 with a double back in the 4th and scored. Milford, though, needs a handful of runners to try and get back in this one. Down by 6. Trying to avoid having their 5-game winning streak snapped. Meanwhile, Lake 3 outs away from finishing the regular season on a 4-game winning streak and finished with an 11-7 record. Curveball that never broke, and it's 2-0. Morris off at second. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped. Lake looking for win number 11 here in 2022. They finished with 10 wins all of last year, made it to the state tournament, and lost to Tower Hill 9-5 in the 2nd round after beating Delmarva Christian 3-1. So back-to-back double-digit win seasons here for the Spartans and Coach Wyatt. Milford trying to rally, and the first 2 get on. Zimmerman draws a walk. Second time in this game that both Morris and Zimmerman started the inning by getting on. That was in the 4th inning where they reach on a single and double respectively, and we're in scoring position with nobody out, but Moudry able to get Saxon, who's at the plate now, to ground out to drive in a run, and Nick Santiago, the on-deck hitter, to fly out to drive in a run. So he certainly would take that trade over and over. 2 runs for 2 outs, especially when his offense was giving him early run support. Saxon 1 for 3 with that RBI ground out and double in the 6th. Senior trying to keep that coveted bat in this Battle of the Bat series at Milford for his final year. 2-1 the count. Ours at first and second, nobody away. And Moudry missing a little off the plate, and it's 3-1. And now you wonder, how much longer will Moudry have if he loads the bases here? Pitch 101, hit deep into center field. Tyndall going back. He's under it, makes the catch. Tagging from second, heading to third, Morris. So there's 1 away. Saxon giving it a ride, but hit it right at Tyndall, who has been solid out there today. That's a loud out number 1. And the third baseman, Nick Santiago, is the batter, but he will not face J.D. Moudry. Head coach Corey Wyatt is going to take the ball from his right-handed starter, pat on the back, and he is going to the bullpen for the final 2 outs here in this one. It looks like it's David Lewis, the junior, who will be coming in to try and shut this one out. Lewis, a junior two-way player here for the Spartans. Talked to coach, didn't get a scouting report on Lewis. He wasn't mentioned on the call. So we don't have much, unfortunately, on the upperclassman, but he does rock the old school stirrups. Don't see those too often. They were popular back in the day, 70s. The tri-colored stirrups with the bleach white socks underneath, and he's going to get some warm-up tosses here and comes into the game with runners at the corners, 1 out. Trying to help his Spartans team win and beat Milford for the first time since 2018. If you're just tuning in, Lake Forest took a 1-0 lead in the opening inning. Tristan McCray scored on a wild pitch. Then both starters, Reed Laughlin and J.D. Moudry, tossed a scoreless second. In the 3rd inning, Lake scored a run on a double steal. Adam Schiff scoring from 3rd. And then a few batters later, it was Quade Gannon with a 3-run bomb over the right field wall. Make it 5-0 Lake. Milford tacked on 2 runs in the 4th inning thanks to an RBI groundout from Saxon and a sac fly from Santiago. That made it a 5-2 ball game. Lake tacked on 1 more in the 5th on an RBI single by Leighton Webb. 6-2 after 5, and then in the 6th inning, both teams combined for 6 total runs. Lake sending 9 men to the plate, coupled by 2 errors from Milford, an RBI single from Gannon for his 4th ribby of the game. Made it a 10-2 score, and then Milford added 2 in the bottom of the 6th on RBI singles from Trent Laughlin and Ryan Mejia. And now the Bucks try to keep their hopes alive here in the bottom of the 7th inning in the Battle of the Bat. Lewis now in, and he delivers the first pitch to Santiago. Third baseman for Milford hitless in 2 at-bats. Reached on an E6 in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 6th, and of course drove in that run, as we mentioned, in the 4th on the sacrifice fly. Lewis falling behind here, gets in for a strike there. So J.D. Moudry, a solid out and comes to a close. He is responsible for both runners at the corner, so can't close his book just yet. He is in line, though, for the victory. And for Moudry, if this lead holds, it would be his second win of the season. Pitches upstairs, ball 4, runner took off, and Zimmerman. And the bases are loaded for Milford here with one down in the bottom of the 7th. And it's the DH, Evan Gregg. Gregg 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a flyout. Would love to get a base hit here. Cut on and missed. Fifth batter to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th. Gregg takes a breaking pitch, and it's 1-1. A little more on Lewis, though. We do have some stats. 7 1/3 innings coming in, making his 7th appearance. He's 0-1 on the year with a 2.85 ERA, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 5 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. Pitch foul tipped, held on by Schiff. And there's 2 strikes against Evan Gregg, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is a soft tapper, hit to third. Klotz, gloves, throws home for the force out. So Morris retired on the fielder's choice. Gregg does not pick up a hit. Does reach, though. And Milford down to its final out. And it'll come to Trent Laughlin, the second baseman, 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a run scored last inning. Takes a strike on the inside corner. That single in on the hand. He was able to muscle in a shallow left. The pitch. Laughlin rolls it to third. Klotz gloves, races to the bag, and Lake Forest beats Milford by a score of 10-4 here on the road. And for the first time since 2018, they win the battle of the bat between these two rivals. 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Lake, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors for Milford. And the Spartans finished their regular season with a final record of 11-7, and they close out the year on a 4-game winning streak. Milford's 5-game winning streak snapped. They are down to 8-9 on the year and will have to win tomorrow at Tower Hill to keep their hopes alive to make the state tournament. Your final here in Milford, 10-4 Lake Forest wins. We'll break it down on the postgame show when we come back on the Delmarva Sports Network.
My favorite part of Avery Hall is helping my clients through every stage of their life, from the beginning when they have newborns, helping them get insurance for them, all the way through our seniors, helping them get Medicare so they can retire. I think it's extremely important to work for a company that's involved in the community and to be supporting the people who support us. I think the most rewarding part is just being able to let them know that we have them covered so that they can do and achieve the goals that they want to do. I'm Brandy Guy, and I'm an account executive at Avery Hall Insurance.
Nominate a coach who goes above and beyond with the Coach Who Makes a Difference award.
We're teaming up with our friends at Preston Automotive Group to celebrate one coach each month.
Every month, the Preston Automotive Group donates $500 to the coach's team or organization. At the end of the year, we'll pick 3 grand prize winners.
From Little League to high school and any sport in between.
Submit your nomination to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
If you know an exceptional high school senior athlete on Delmarva, nominate them for the WBOC Mount Air Farm Scholar Athlete Award.
A scholar athlete excels both in the classroom and on the field while inspiring others around them.
They must play at least 2 sports, be a captain in one, and a leader in the community.
Each month, Mount Air Farms will present a $1,000 scholarship. Plus, at the end of the year, 2 of our monthly winners will receive an additional $2,500. Go to WBOC.com to nominate today.
Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 is giving away $50,000 to people right here on Delmarva. Unlike other stations that have national contests where you compete with people all across America.
Bless their hearts. All you have to do is listen for your chance to win your share of this cold, hard cash.
The 50K giveaway, weekdays from 10 to 3 with April, followed by Jason Lee from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Driven by Pohankas Trucks, made easy.
Welcome into the Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling post-game show as we put a bow on this 2022 edition of the Battle of the Bat. Lake Forest, your winner here tonight at Milford by a final of 10-4. The first time the Spartans have beaten the Buccaneers since 2018 in this rivalry that started with the coveted trophy in 2014 between these two longtime head coaches. You see the line score there, and the two big innings for Lake, 4 in the third, 4 in the sixth. That 4-run third inning was highlighted by a 3-run home run by Quade Gannon, and the 4-run sixth inning highlighted by a couple of errors by Milford to keep the inning going. And I'm sure that is what the Buccaneers are discussing right now as they have their 5-game winning streak come to an end. Meanwhile, Lake finishes the season with a 4-game winning streak and improved to 11-7 on the year. Let's take a look at some of our post-game awards. We start with our player of the game. It's our Stanley Steamer player of the game. And it has to go to J.D. Moudry, the pitcher on the hill for the Spartans. Almost went the distance. He went 6 1/3 innings before David Lewis came in to get the final 2 outs, but he was solid. He picked up 5 strikeouts on the mound, and he picks up the victory here in this one, and he was able to limit the damage. 2 runs in the fourth, 2 in the sixth. He started off this game very nicely, cruising through the first 3, only allowing 1 base hit. So congratulations to Moudry on our Stanley Steamer player of the game. And we take a look at our Athlete Academy play of the game, and it was the big-time shot off the bat of Quade Gannon in the third. This was a laser beam over the right field fence. A 3-run home run here in the top of the third with 2 away to break this game open. It was only 2-0 Lake at that point, but Gannon taking Reed Laughlin deep, opening the game up to make it a 5-0 lead early. And Lake never looked back, added a couple runs, and ended up doubling up their run total in the 10-4 victory here on the road in Milford, Delaware. So congratulations to both Moudry and Quade Gannon on our post-game awards, and congratulations to Lake on winning the Battle of the Bat here in 2022 for the first time in 5 seasons. That will just about do it for us here on the Delmarva Sports Network. For our entire production crew, we'll get to them in just a moment because we have to look ahead, of course, for what's in store. This is our Comfort Plus services. Look ahead, Lake will await the DIAA tournament seeding. Meanwhile, Milford has to win tomorrow at Tower Hill if they want to try and keep their hopes alive. You have to be 500 to make the tournament. First pitch at 4:15. That concludes a 4-game and 4-day stretch here for the Buccaneers to close out 2022. So certainly a gauntlet for Milford, but Nick Brandon will try and get his club ready for that game tomorrow. Our production crew here for DSN, Jack Kritzis and Trayvon Beckett, our camera operators, Mo Ware doing the replays, Alex Brownstein, our producer, and Sean Riley, our director. I'm Corey Naito. Thanks so much for tuning in. Lake Forest wins the Battle of the Bat here this season by a score of 10-4. This has been a presentation of the Delmarva Sports Network.